Greetings, friends. This is Pastor Brett Ballinger from Prince of Peace Lutheran Church Marlton, New Jersey. Today is March 23rd, 2020, and I'm speaking to you from my home office. And I'm hoping all of you are at home as well. It is really important and essential at this time that we heed our public health officials' demand and government's demand that we remain at home unless there is an absolute need for us to deliver something, to get our own resources of food. So really it is important at this time to stay at home. Last week when I addressed you on early in the week, I spoke a little bit about some of the things that are helpful while staying in one place that we've learned from monasticism over history. And so you may want to revisit that video and get some advice. But I really recommend a schedule for your day for sure. So we had this phrase in seminary from our pastoral care professor. It was an acronym. It was WIGIAT, W-I-G-I-A-T. And it stands for, where is God in all of this? I think that's an appropriate question for us to think about now a little bit, and I know some of you have been asking those questions. Just where is God in all of this? And we could go on and on and on and talk about all kinds of things, and we could talk about things existential and all of that. But I think what is most important right now is that God is with us all. That God is with us, every one of us. That God, the body of Christ, is us in the world. As us in the world, the wounded body of Christ are those of us in our woundedness. And the healing body of Christ is us as we're acting and moving in ways that bring inclusion and healing and wholeness. So for today, know that God is in all this, in us, through us, with us. We are the eyes, the hands, the feet, working God's love. And so, as part of that, it's really important that we as members of the body stay connected, because each of us as different members has different skills and things to offer. And so it's important for us to each do our part. It is also important that the body remain connected. And so I hope you're doing things to stay connected with one another. Here at Prince of Peace, we're especially working hard to do that by sending out an email every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday that includes ways of how we're trying to stay connected and how we can support and how we can be the healing body of Christ in our midst during this time. So they come out every week. If you're interested in subscribing, you can email Lutheran at popmarlton.org, popmarlton.org. And our administrator will get your name on the email list to make sure you get these updates. With each of these emails, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, there'll be a message from me as well as other information. Those of you who are members of Prince of Peace, if you've not yet received a phone call from a council member, you will within the next 24 hours. They will have reached out to the whole congregation to check in and see if there's any particular needs that you may have. We have set up already a calling system for those in the congregation who are particularly isolated and who we have a concern to make sure they remain connected with the community. And there's a variety of factors that help us make that determination. If you would like to be one of those people who has a regular call and human contact, again, reach out to our administrator. The email is also in the doobly-doo, that's what they call it, below, and you can get the information below the video. If you know of anybody also, if it's not yourself, but know of someone else, and they don't have to be a member of our congregation, any person who you have concern about being isolated and could use a good friendly conversation and someone touching base with them. I'm hoping that you are doing that. But if you think someone else from our faith community could do that, please send us their name and a little bit of information and how we can reach them, and we'll do our best. We're also inviting all of you to do your best to try to stay connected with at least 3 people, so that regularly you're reaching out to 3 people via phone or good old-fashioned snail mail or text messages or FaceTime, whatever medium works best for you, but that you for sure stay connected with people. We, in our weekly, tri-weekly emails, we are including our schedule of ways to connect, and using the application of Zoom. It's an online conferencing application, has been really helpful for people. And what's really nice about it is if you have a computer or a laptop, you can come in that way, but you can just join us by a regular telephone too. So you won't be able to see anyone in the room, but you'll be able to hear and also be heard, which is really important during this time. All that information is included in the email. Again, if you're having difficulty with that in any way, please reach out via the email down below in the doobly-doo, and we'll be glad to see what we can do to try to get you connected. Finally, the last 2 things is we continue to operate our pantry. We continue to be the church, even though the building is closed except for the pantry. We continue to hold our pantry hours open. We've designed a whole protocol to increase safety and to have minimal contact and contact at distance with any clients who may be coming to receive food at the pantry. Our pantry hours are also listed below in the doobly-doo, and this is also a time when we're receiving donations of non-perishable foodstuffs in kind can be dropped off at that time, and they go under an isolation protocol for a period of time before we redistribute them to those in need. We are looking for some volunteers, especially to work in the, we have divided our workforce into 2 categories, a lower risk and more risk. Lower risk is remaining solitary in at least 6 feet apart from one another, doing stocking and packing of food bags, whereas the more risk category is people who are actually interacting with the public as they're coming and either dropping off donations or receiving assistance from the pantry. If you know of anyone in the Marlton area of New Jersey that would be helped by our food pantry, please pass on our information and to them. And finally, on our Wednesday message, I will be bringing you a video message about our the next heart practice that we'll be dealing with. We've been dealing with practices that mold and work our heart and mind so that we may embody the love of God more fully. And so tune in on Wednesday to learn about this week's heart practice. Until that time, know that God blesses you. God is with you. God is with us. We are each part of the body of God, living and working and loving in the world. Thanks be to God. Bless you.